right.
Hey, welcome to the Help Us Understand podcast where we stay confused. I'm Zach.
I'm Josh.
We got a lot to talk about. We've been very confused lately.
We're always
frustrated, confused, irritated, you know.
Well, let's talk about what you just showed me. He always shows me this shit right when I get here, and it doesn't piss me off. I think it's funny.
It's our wacky invention of the week. You know, I think it's appropriate.
Invention from 2024.
So it's called Smart Pot. And no, folks, it's not the weed.
Smart pot.
It is a plant. Apparently, it is a plant that you can talk to, and it will reverberate in motion.
Well, like it says that it spins around and it dances. Okay, it's a real plant.
It is.
It says you take a sensor.
Yep.
And you put it in the soil.
Stab it through the roots.
It says you go through the soil and you touch it to the root. If it needs water, it'll gurgle. Is that what it said?
Yeah, it said it'll gurgle out loud.
Right, it'll gurgle
until the soil is watered enough
or
wet enough.
So you already have a dog that's whining that wants food. Your cats are whining that want food. Your children are like dinner, and now your plants is going to go. Time for water.
But it can dance to music on cue. You can't do that with your animals. You know what I'm saying?
The hell you can't.
What? I mean, you could grab them by the paws, but but I mean, a plant. Why is this needed?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think this is necessarily a wacky one because here's why. Think of like elderly people that don't have anybody who just feel lonely. You know what I'm saying?
But get a pet.
What if they're like in an assisted living home or something that doesn't allow pets?
I mean,
they can have a plant.
But the way that they're selling this, and I can't remember where we just read it, was like everybody has. What was it? It was like everybody has animals in the house and they have their own. That's why the brand of this is called Plant Pets. Plant Pets.
Okay, so I'm looking at the first sentence of this article. It says, sure, some people talk to their plants. Who?
King Charles III among them.
King Charles talks to his plants?
Apparently, we'll have to look that up after this. King Charles III apparently spoke to plants.
I had a plant on my desk at work for a long time, and I not once said a word to it.
Well, now, you do know, though, that there's proof that plants survive in musical ambiances.
Yeah, they tested this on Mythbusters.
Yeah, they apparently they do excel or they grow faster when there's certain frequencies of sound going on. So, like, this one guy had a big warehouse of plants, and he put on music, and they ended up producing 2 times the amount that he was producing previously, which is incredible.
But that's not the purpose of this product.
Oh, no, it's not. This is just so that you can play music, and the plant will go do-do-do-do-do-do-do and wiggle and squirm, and it does say the pot will move. Their pot will move,
like
and the plant will move with it. Like the plant will jiggle around like, hoo-hoo! I'm sure it won't make those noises.
No, it might. Depends on the plant. All right, go down. Let me see it again. Go down. All right, so it's got a big red sensor that you shove into the root, and then so you're penetrating this plant.
Oh,
it just needs water. It doesn't need to be penetrated.
Right.
Go down.
What else do you ever do with a plant?
I mean, not that. It says your plant will rotate, turn, and shift as the pot moves in randomized ways. It also moves the sound so it can play and dance to music or just react to music and sound in the home. When it's moving, it makes distinctive little cartoon sounds like Star Trek's Tribbles cooing and chirping and chittering. That sounds awful.
It does. Imagine at night you just hear.
You're sleeping, you hear, and it's coming from your fucking plant.
Plants going, woo!
I love plants.
Gurgle, gurgle, bitch.
Yeah, but I mean,
water.
I'm just not. Yeah, I'm not. It says the other sensors detect water, and if your plant is too dry, it makes bubbling sounds to let you know it's thirsty. But you water. You're supposed
That's
to
what
know
I'm
to water
saying.
your plants.
When I get a plant, which is very rare, guess what I do? You give it water and put it in the sun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, not always. Not all
That's
plants.
all I ever do.
Right. But again, I think whoever would benefit from this would be lonely people.
Maybe.
You know?
The great thing about
or to
this,
feel
though,
like there's somebody there with them, even if it is a plant.
Maybe. Well, the great thing about this is the price. One small pot is $40 and a large pot is $60.
It looks like a nice pot.
I mean, to be fair, for the price, I would try it out for the laugh, but I would not keep it because it's not going to gurgle, chirp, and coo in the middle of the night for fucking water.
So, well, okay, but I wonder how the music works. Does it double as like an MP3 player? Because if that's the case, I'll get rid of one of my fucking external speakers and just use the goddamn plant.
And the plant will just be
Be playing fucking, I don't know, Bruno Mars or some shit and be like, plant, settle down.
and the plant's just
I'm listening to it for like hours and the plant's like, now I really need water.
yeah. Gargle, gargle.
All right, that's enough of that bullshit.
Yeah, that
now
was
let
just
me just start off. I'm going to preface this conversation by saying this, okay? Zach and I are very opinionated, as you all know, and we try to steer away from topics that might come off as offensive or might offend somebody or trigger, as they say today. But here's the thing. We cannot exist as a society if we are afraid to have conversations about touchy things like this. Yep. We have to talk about it. Just, regardless of what he and I say during this conversation, we are not disparaging a certain group of people. We are not saying that you're stupid or you deserve blah or blah or blah. We're simply saying if this is just our opinions on the matter. And if anyone differs on these opinions, at this point, I'm not on my knees, but I'm begging. Please reach out with your differing opinions. Tell us what you think about what we're saying. We want to talk to you. We want to have you on the show. 100%. We want to hear these differing opinions. Yep. That being said, Zach dropped this bombshell at me. I was still sitting at my desk at work. No, I dropped the bombshell.
And I was
you agreed to
it.
I said it as a joke, not expecting you to agree to it.
And my exact response was, fuck it, let's do it.
That is exactly what he said. Here's what it is. Woke.
We're losing our children.
Well, but it's really anybody. Woke culture, and I know I've talked to you and Dustin about this before. It's going away. It's finally starting to dissipate.
But we're specifically talking about the children.
Okay. Well, the one thing that I saw, I actually saw an article about this. The title of the article was experts say that you should ask your babies for permission before changing their diapers.
And I'm going to end the podcast because I
just can't. You just can't.
I can't deal with the thought of something that has not enough cognitive ability to be able to say hello, and you need to, there's so much to unravel. I
just want to speak to the people that think this. What logic? And here's the thing: if it was just your thought of like, well, babies, I mean, you're in their intimate area. They should ask for. I mean, if that's how you thought, okay, then you're just weird and that's crazy. But but I would want to know what studies have you done? Have you done brainwave studies on babies when they're getting changed and they look like they're stressed or something?
Which I would say you would need to do an 18-year study.
Yeah,
because you need to see how it affects them. Yeah, all the way as they grow up.
Right.
I mean, is their thought process that? Okay, this baby, I want to instill in them that they always have to be asked before someone touches them.
Well, there's that hair salon, that woman on TikTok. She has a hair salon. These people are walking in to get, this is a hair salon.
I know.
What are you going in for? Eggs? For go-kart racing? No, you're going to get your goddamn hair cut. And they're sitting down, and before she does anything to them, puts a towel on them, puts one of those, almost a curtain, one of those cape things around them. Yeah. Is it okay if I touch you? What? If the person who cut my hair said that, I'd be like, well, yeah. What? No, I would be so confused.
Yeah, I would be like, intimately, no.
No. My head? Yeah, you can touch my head. I mean, forgive me. I don't understand.
Yeah,
it confuses the absolute hell out of me.
Because what it's doing, it's actually hurting people. It's hurting people. It's crippling them as a society.
Expand on that.
So, as a child, okay, if you raise a child.
Mm-hmm. If you grow a child.
That's, that has to happen first.
You need the plant pot first.
Well, yeah, you need the plant pot first. Learn how to teach it. And then, all right. So, as the child grows up and you're raising this child, if you constantly tell them that the world revolves around them, you always have to be in charge. You have to be asked everything. Everything is, if you're not comfortable, you don't have to do it. That child's going to grow up crippled into the adult world. They will not understand how to handle life circumstances.
But here's the argument that I think the people that support this kind of thing would make. Well, that's what we're trying to change. We're trying to change the world to where everyone would...
Is soft.
I guess.
Can you imagine that? I just want you to think, you go to work tomorrow, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. You walk in, and before you sit down, you have to go, hey, person number one, is everything going okay today? Are you okay today? Is everything good? Okay, person number two, are you good today? I'm feeling a little moody today. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody's clear. And I'm going to sit down now and begin my work. That's how you have to start your day, every fucking day. And then every time you get up from your seat, would you excuse me? I have to use the restroom. Like, I have to take a step out for it. Like, everything you do is like you're talking to a parent.
Right. Or a bomb.
Or a bomb. Yeah. Yeah, like...
Well, it's just a lifestyle of walking on eggshells.
Yeah, which should not be okay.
Well, but here's the thing, though. I mean, not everybody's going to agree to it. What if the baby did have cognitance? Or what's the word?
Cognitive ability.
Yeah, what if the baby had that? Sorry, cognitance. What if the baby had that and it was like, baby, you've used the bathroom. I need to change your diaper. I'm not really comfortable with that right now. Then they're gonna then fucking Child Protective Services is gonna get called.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get rashes and shit. Like, I mean, it just doesn't.
Right. It's common sense.
Like, what baby's gonna go? No.
We're losing our common sense to walk on eggshells.
Yeah.
To intentionally try to make people soft.
A lot of this stuff, I think, honestly, is trolling. That's not. I don't think that is, because I've seen people do interviews about this kind of stuff too. But I don't know. I just saw that article and at first I was like, huh. And then I looked at it again. And I was like, they're fucking being serious. They're not kidding. I mean, it's just I don't get it. I don't
either, because it's that whole thing of let your children decide what they want to do for everything, right?
But I think
I don't agree with. Yes, they need to learn to make decisions. You have to give them options, but you also, as the adult, know which option is best for them.
Here's the thing. Your personality is the way it is, and my personality is the way it is because of things that we went through growing up.
Right.
Things that were uncomfortable, embarrassing, difficult, and you learn from it. And that's how you shape who you are.
Yeah.
If you're constantly asking for permission to do this and do that, or if you go to a job and, hey, Zach, I'm going to need you to go, there was a mess in the ladies' restroom. Can you go get that? I'm really not comfortable with that. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
And I think everybody who's listening to this from wherever you are across the world, I think we can all agree that the service industry is a fucking piece of shit failure right now. And I think it's because a lot of the people that are starting now are this younger generation that are being taught that
they don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do it if it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or if you don't, I just.
All I'm going to say is, God help everybody if we all go to war at the same time.
What do you mean, like every country?
Yeah, or just the majority of the population. Because guess what? 90% of the people that we're talking about are going to die within the first week.
If you were talking
but they're not going to be able to handle the situation.
If we were in the 1940s, I would agree with you. But war is no longer boots on the ground like it used to be.
I understand, but it still could be.
It still could be.
To a certain extent.
I mean, so what are they going to have? A bunch of fucking mid-30 guys like me and you running out there?
That's all that's fucking left.
That's charge. I need water first.
Give me some water and some 4-ply.
Some water. Where's the bathroom?
No, but I mean, really, it's just the mentality of these kids growing up is, if I'm uncomfortable, I don't have to involve myself, period.
Yeah.
No one's going to make me.
Right.
A bomb drops over in the house next door. I am scared. I'm uncomfortable. I'm just going to sit in my room and not do anything.
I can't handle this.
Yeah. That, to me, makes you a horrible human being, because you can't go over to try to make some attempt to help, call 911, something.
Right.
But instead, you're a waste of flesh because you think, I'm uncomfortable, I don't have to deal with it.
Right.
It's about people trying to save people in that situation. It just...
But I think in that kind of situation, I think, life and death, that kind of thing, I think that kind of shit would dissolve. I think all of this woke culture and all that kind of stuff is just a byproduct of what society is now. Yeah. I really don't think that these people that are pushing this shit really believe that.
I think
honestly,
do.
Well, maybe they do. And they have 3 kids, and until they're fucking 6, you mind if I change your nappy? You want to take a nap? I don't want vegetables. Okay, all right. I mean,
we'll get pizza.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. That brings into another question for me. Safe spaces.
Oh, man, yeah.
Talking about this generation and stuff, on colleges, they literally have buildings that are like safe spaces where you can't get triggered. So where's the line? Is there anything that you can think of that offends me?
Yeah, I could find something. It would take me a few minutes.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be
It wouldn't
easy.
be. It wouldn't be easy.
You and neither of us get offended very easily.
Right, unless we talk about this.
Well, no,
Which
we're
doesn't
not
offend us,
offended. We're
just
just
frustrates
confused.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't get it. No, but I'm saying, like, where's the line? So this thing
That's true,
might offend
yeah.
this person that may not offend this person. Well, what if those same people end up in the same safe space? How's that going to work?
I guess that's not a safe space then.
Then it ceases to be a safe space.
I know what you mean though. Like if you, all right, let's take you, me, and a safe space person. We'll just call them a safe space person, right?
Yeah.
And some guy, Italian guy, he's just walking down the street and he's like, "Hey, you're an idiot."
Yeah.
He says it to you.
Right.
You're probably just gonna go, "Oh, okay."
All right, prick.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
walk off.
Right.
Me, I'd be like, "Hey, fuck you."
Yeah.
And then I'll probably dart off real quick because he might have a gun.
Yeah.
Mr. or Mrs. Safe Space over here is gonna be like, "How dare you?"
I just don't feel
I
comfortable
just
right
can't.
now.
And
Yeah.
and that mentality, it ruins their whole day. Their whole day is now gone because of some comment from some random stranger that didn't mean anything
Yeah.
at all, has consumed your life.
Well, that also goes into the whole trans argument.
Yeah.
People getting so offended by being quote unquote misgendered and shit like that.
Right, I know.
I mean, that stuff that I was gonna try not to bring that up, but I don't know what I was fucking thinking. But that it's the same kind of thing.
I know, yeah.
These people are quitting jobs. They're quitting their jobs because customers are coming in and calling them what they look like. You're a man in a dress.
As far as I'm concerned, you're there to do a job.
Right.
That's it. Like,
And I don't think anybody's doing it maliciously. I don't think anybody's doing it maliciously. I think people are sincerely just trying to. Sorry, that was rude. I just checked my my watch. Sorry. I just think they're that's what they see. If I saw you in a dress, I'd be like, that's a dude. And it's not to be an asshole. You look like a fucking man.
yeah.
And the whole pronoun thing.
Well, it's not. So, I mean, if you really take a step back, it's not even about who wants to be called what, right? It's about the fact that you shouldn't force other people to become part of your culture, right? So if you want to stay in here and get undressed and put on a dress and a bra and panties, whatever, and you want to be a woman, that's your business,
right?
But the moment you say you have to call me a she now every time you see me, that's where the line is. Right. That's the line.
And that's where I refuse to play ball.
Yeah.
Not to be mean. It's just I'm not going to change English. I'm not going to change what you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you might identify as this. I'm thin. I want you to refer to me as thin. If you ever use words that refer to me as large or obese or overweight, I will take you to court so goddamn fast. You know what I'm saying?
Is that's a legitimate argument for them.
No, it's not.
For them it is.
Oh, but not
for them. And they will say, yeah, absolutely, if that's what you want to identify as.
And then they ask the question too, well, can people turn black? Can white people turn black? Well, no. Why? Because that's what they were born was. You were born a fucking girl or boy.
The best argument I've ever heard, excuse
me, sorry, damn,
was ask someone, hey, you have a pet? Yeah, I have a dog.
Boy or girl?
Boy or girl.
Yeah.
And they'll say, boy. How do you know?
That's pretty good.
But that's the basis of it, right?
Well, I bet you.
That's the basis of what people are going on.
I guess. I bet you there would be an argument to that as well.
Now, on the other side of that, if you want to dress or be like another gender, and you do it so well through surgery and whatnot that you look like that, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Guess what? You're going to be referred to as what you look like.
Because you look like a girl at that point, or you look like a boy, a man.
I mean, it's just.
I mean, let's be honest. I've seen trans people before that fooled me.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And if you look like a girl, I'm gonna call you that. Now, if I find out you got something between your legs, I'll be a little shocked. But that's still what you are. You still look like a girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just sorry. And I've gotten to the point in my life now to where I'm not going to be afraid to talk about this stuff anymore.
Right.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely tired of it.
Yeah.
And I had a really, really good point that's right in the back of my head, and I started saying something else, and now I can't remember it.
Well, while you're doing that, we'll go back to the kids.
Right.
So there were a couple commercials on TV, and I showed you them right before. And it was, it's about some, I'm not going to say the brand, but it's an orange brand.
Right.
And it's just a generic commercial. You think,
orange is the fruit.
It's funny. there was a situation where the mother had the last one, and she was like, "Oh, sweetie," talking to her daughter, "I'm sorry, I have the last one." And she goes, the daughter says, "I'm sorry, I called the IRS on you."
Or turned you into the IRS.
And then the IRS busts, or government busts in the house
Yeah.
and arrests her. And she's like, "Okay, I hope you visit me in prison." It's a, on the outside, it's a funny commercial.
See, I looked at it. Here's the thing: you saw it as what?
I saw it as disrespectful.
Meaning, it was teaching kids to disrespect their parents.
Yeah, like it's okay to do stuff like that.
But see, I think it depends on the context. Like, I looked at it, to be completely honest, when I saw that commercial, I was confused.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. What the fuck does that have to do with oranges? Like, honestly,
Right.
that's where my mindset
that's
went.
very
I was
true.
like, IRS, kids, what? Like, I
Yeah,
was so confused.
But that's a good point, though.
Yeah.
They're making commercials not even about what their product is.
Right.
Who are they trying to capture then?
The kids, I guess.
Kids, because it's entertaining to the kids.
So what you're
They called the IRS. What's that? And then next thing you know, they're trying to do some stupid shit to their parents.
So the packaged fruit industry is teaching children to disrespect their
I'm not
parents?
saying the whole packaged food industry. That's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous statement. Those words did not leave my mouth.
No, I'm sorry.
This specific orange company
is encouraging
is
parents.
apparently encouraged. And they had another commercial too that we watched where
Oh, yeah.
the boy had he was on the couch and the dad said, "Sorry, I ate the last one," and he said, "Sorry, I cut the brakes on your car your car." What?
And held up a brake line.
Why should that even be mentioned as an option for kids on TV?
Right.
Let's go kill our fucking parents. That's what it's saying. Like, it just, I get it
I
that
think
they're
it's blown
trying
a
to
little
be
out of
quirky,
proportion. Right.
and they're trying to be funny. But like you just said, you took it as, what the fuck is this about?
Yeah, I didn't understand.
I took it as, that's disrespectful. So 2 out of 2 people
Yeah.
didn't understand what the commercial was about, which was about an orange.
Right.
Like, it just blows my mind. Those subtle things are what's really destroying kids on top of this woke shit.
Well, but the problem is kids are so malleable at
Yes.
certain ages, and they're sponges. You can teach them anything.
Right.
And that's the problem that I don't think a lot of these people are seeing. Here's the point that I was going to make earlier. When we were growing up, I have a little brother, and I have a big sister. My little brother is huge into hunting, fishing, the guy stuff, fixing things, taking things apart with his hands.
100% opposite from you.
And I have no interest in any. I like to fish. I do like fishing.
Yeah.
But no, I never did growing up. And for that reason, I didn't really have the same relationship with my dad that my brother did.
Right.
Because dad was into all this manly stuff. And I was into cartoons and musicals and theater.
Band nerd, yeah.
I was a band nerd. I was into dancing and things. I love stuff like that when we were growing up.
Yeah.
So did my parents say, "Oh, well, he might have been born in the wrong gender. He's a girl."
No.
Exactly.
Not at all.
So that's what I'm saying. So what's happening now is parents are seeing like little boys wearing their mom's shoes or something.
Right.
I did that.
Yeah.
All kids did that.
Yes.
Oh, they must want to be a
Right.
girl.
And it's like, no, kids
Are being
experiment.
kids.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
they have an imagination.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I know, perfect example. I've asked my son, hey, just for random example, would you like option A or B for food?
Right.
Let's just say one's chicken nuggets and one is pizza. Okay.
Fair. Okay.
He'll go, pizza. And I'll go, okay. You sure? No, chicken nuggets. Okay. We'll give him the chicken nuggets. He'll get halfway through and go, actually, I want the pizza. And that's a perfect description. Kids
kid.
don't really know what they want. They want everything.
Right.
They literally want everything.
And that's the biggest issue with this whole trying to teach kids about something that nobody's asking.
No.
You know?
They don't need this. They need good, healthy direction to lead them to the adult life.
And I was watching an interview, and I think it was Piers Morgan or something, and they were talking about this, about how it's something these kids are not even questioning this. Well, this school system in this state, 47% of kids identify as trans because that's what they're seeing all over TV.
Yeah.
And all over media and everything. They're doing it because it's popular.
Right.
Kids do. I remember popular stuff when I was a kid because it was all over everything.
Yeah.
And then it just as quickly as it became popular, it fell out again.
Yeah.
And that's why these kids are not actually questioning anything.
No, they're going with the trend.
And if they are questioning it, because you fucking made them question it.
Yeah.
It's just
they follow trends. They follow popular ideas. They just want to have fun. Kids just want to. When I was a kid, I just wanted to have fun.
Right.
I just wanted to throw water balloons at people, play video games,
Eat Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, eat pizza
And that's
bagel
it.
bites all night long.
We still eat bagel bites all the
well,
time.
let's not talk about that. We're on diets now.
I could eat some
And we're twice the age when we
Yeah,
eat
fair
them.
enough.
But, I mean, it's just, kids are so impressionable
Yeah.
that we have to be careful as it is as they're growing up to try to teach them the right ways. And a lot of parents are not anymore. There are some things that you can say, well, what's right for me may not be right for them. I understand that. Everyone
Right.
has differences, especially with religion, with culture. I get that. But when you're teaching children to be soft intentionally, to try to say, well, they should just feel comfortable in what they're in, they are going to have the rudest awakening ever.
Should children feel safe and comfortable? Yes. Of course they should.
Yeah.
They should feel, see, you made a face, and I can't. So apparently Zach's dog is making smells again. So, yes, kids should feel comfortable and should feel safe, but at the same time, things are going to make them unsafe and make them feel uncomfortable that they can't control. Stop smiling. God, you're throwing me off.
No, I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
know
just,
what you mean.
I think that's going to make them question and make them uncomfortable for reasons that they don't need to,
Yeah,
or for reasons that they're not going to understand.
Right. I mean, I know.
If you get to a certain age and where you honestly feel like, oh, and they always talk about this too. Sorry, I've been thinking about these arguments forever, and now they're all coming out. Kids are saying they feel uncomfortable and they don't feel comfortable in their body. That's called, what's the word?
Dissociative identity disorder?
No, it's called fucking, where damn, words. Where kids grow up, they become,
Adults?
yeah, but in between, what is that?
Adolescents?
Yeah, but what's before that?
Teenagers?
Damn, I can't think of the word. Puberty.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fucking puberty. When your body is changing. I'm coughing.
Jesus.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry. Whenever you're going through puberty, your body is changing and it's doing different things than what it did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, and
A lot.
you're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to get used to things. It doesn't mean that you were born in the wrong body.
Right.
Everybody goes through adolescence. Everybody goes through that awkward growing up stage.
Yeah.
You know why? It's part of growing up.
It's part of your life.
And I know this is going to fall on deaf ears, but here's what's funny about this. 5 years ago, would I be saying this to you?
No.
Exactly.
Nope.
5 years ago, we probably wouldn't have this podcast because Zach and I differed so much on this. I'll say it. I was very, very much left wing. I was very liberal.
Yeah.
And I still think that people have these rights and should have these rights to do whatever they want to. If they want to
adults.
identify as a cat and drink from a fucking saucer and stuff, cool. But at the same time, and I've had friends that do weird shit like that. But the thing about it is you can't push it on other people.
Right.
That's the exact same thing as a Christian trying to push religious stuff on somebody that doesn't believe.
Yeah.
And people frown on that.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing.
It is.
Or trying to push your political views on somebody. It's the exact same thing. You can't do that. You just can't do it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just frustrating because I just don't understand.
And I really would like someone to explain it to me.
The problem is we know the arguments.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I want to hear some new arguments.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to hear.
There would have to be some new, like, well, did you know that when star Z lines up with B, everyone starts to feel funky?
All right, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that.
No.
But at the same time, with those types of arguments, people are saying, like, well, it's being kind. If you're referring to someone as the pronoun that they prefer, then they're being kind. No, it's not being kind. It's not being unkind.
Right.
The kind thing would be to say, well, why do you feel that way? Can I talk to you? Can we talk through it? Why do you feel this way?
Right.
Like, I cannot think of her name. I really wish, or his name.
Ooh.
See, I
slipped.
fucked up. I slipped.
I know who you're talking
You know
about.
who I'm talking about?
Yep.
And I'm sorry. I normally don't say this about people, but this guy is a fucking piece of shit. And if he ever listens to this, fuck you and stop getting people fired. This piece of
I
shit,
know
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
He purposely dresses like a woman, and I think he is going through the transition or whatever, but looks like a fucking man with a big man jawline. And he wears these dresses and these wigs and shit, and he goes out with his little frou-frou dog, and he goes to restaurants in very public areas and waits for someone to misgender him.
Yep.
And then makes a big fucking scene about it and tries to shame the people.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hate that motherfucker.
I
Every
know.
time I see that,
Well,
people are losing their jobs.
He just got kicked out of a restaurant.
Fucking
a while
good.
back. Yeah.
Excuse me. Damn.
Jeez.
Scratchy throat. Good. It's about fucking time.
I know.
I mean, if he came to my restaurant that I was the manager of and was like, can I speak to the manager? I walked over. Yeah, hey, what's up? One of your wait staff misgendered me. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, well, I just don't want it to happen again. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not going to make a big fucking deal about it. I'm not going to kiss your ass and bring you food. Or no, to hell with all that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does it for attention. He does it for views. He live streams too while he's doing it.
Oh, I know.
And
I've watched one of his lives before.
That's the difference is if you want to be somebody else, you can do it in your own time.
Yeah.
When you have malicious intent behind it to intentionally put people in bad positions, you're the fucking problem.
That's what I see. And and to be fair, I think a lot of the trans community don't like him because of how he's been acting and how he does this stuff. And
all for attention. That's all it is.
And it's messing stuff up. It's putting cracks in society.
But see, and maybe this is part of the root of the problem.
He probably makes money.
Oh, I know he does.
He probably makes a lot of money.
I mean, that's the thing, though. The root of the problem, I think, is the internet.
Yeah. It doesn't help.
The views. All you have to do is share your opinion. You know how many people search up the word pro-trans probably every day? Mm-hmm. And if your video is at the top or in the top 10 and you get those views, you get money.
Right.
You get paid. I mean, realistically, you and I have talked about this before. We'll say this on the fucking podcast. We've gotten to the point where we're like, fuck it. These dumbasses out here selling pictures of all sorts of body parts. We'll sell pictures of our feet.
Our feet, for sure.
You know, it's like, what level do you have to stoop to make to go, I'm okay with this? And I guess these people have no level.
Well, the argument that people that go through these trans crises and stuff are people that suffer from mental illness is one argument.
Right.
But that motherfucker is sick.
Yeah.
He is very ill and needs help. The fact that he does what he does and is content with it and continues to do it means that he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about who he's hurting, somebody losing their job because they called you what you fucking look like.
Yeah.
This is somebody who's trying to make a living.
Right.
And you're making a living by sitting on TikTok, petting your little piece of shit dog, and somebody giving you roses or however the fuck TikTok works. I mean, it's just not right. It's just not right. How could you sleep at night doing that?
That's the problem. People can sleep now with I mean, that's the other part of this. Kids are just willingly killing other kids. When you and I were in school.
Wait. What do you mean?
Hold on, I'm getting there. When you and I were in school, in high school, which was almost a decade apart, kids settled their disagreements with what? Fighting. Right? Mm-hmm. Same in my school. Even 10 years after you, almost. It was like 6. Yeah. They would fight. Now, would the fights be a little bit rough? Yeah. Of course, they're trying to beat them the fuck up. Mm-hmm. Somewhere between 2010 and 2015, we lost it.
Oh, yeah.
And kids just started killing each other.
So you think that's why people are just going into schools and
because they have no
outlet.
They have no way to understand how much life is important.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about their life. They said I'm a bitch. I'm going to kill them. That's your excuse to kill someone. I'm betting your parents didn't raise you right. I'm betting $100 that your parents are not raising you right if you straight up said, that guy called me a bitch, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, what's going on in your mind?
Seriously.
And why do you see so little in people's lives?
So we have two cultures. One culture that the parents just don't do anything.
Yeah.
And the other are coddling them so fucking bad that they can't handle living in society.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Now, I don't think that's always the case. I do think a lot of people that shoot up schools and stuff are sick. Well, for the most part, I'd agree with you.
I see videos all over the place where these kids, they're not just beating other kids up, they're trying to kill them. They have to get people to pull them off. What is wrong with you so much that you're ready to go to jail for the rest of your life?
And it's such a trivial thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I know.
Like, it just, man, I get it. If you get mad, you beat up somebody. It's not, hey, I'm going to smash your head on the ground until I see blood comes out.
Right.
It's I'm going to punch you in the face. We're going to knock it out, and then that's it. We're done.
I saw a video on X of these kids couldn't have been older than freshmen. And one of them got on the ground, and the other one was stomping on that boy's head. Like, what?
Right.
Like, if I was in a fight when I was that age, that wouldn't even occur to me.
No, not at all. Like, once they're down on the ground, that's it.
Yeah.
It's game's over. I've won. You know?
I mean, I'm not going to stomp your fucking head. I mean,
it's so much disrespect. Hey, Dad, sorry I cut your brakes off your car.
Because of the orange commercial.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's attributing to this culture that's ruining kids.
So where is this anger coming from? Why are kids so angry? The disrespect comes from being angry. It comes from like, well, I'll fucking show you. Why? Where's that coming from?
Right.
Like at what point in life, neither you and I are not angry. I wouldn't say.
No.
I mean, and I've heard of people having a temper, but at the same time, just to do like, I'll fucking show these people, or these people won't call me she, her, and
right.
I just don't understand. Like, there is so much in this world that we could get upset about and doesn't do, but in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't fucking matter.
No, not at all.
Somebody could come to me and be like, "You're a girl." I'd be like, "Well, no, but okay." And it wouldn't really rock my world that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get how people are letting these small, trivial things, like you said, ruin their lives. They're killing, or they're robbing, or they're shooting someone for vengeance or whatever, and then going to jail for the rest of their lives.
And you know where this is coming from? Because our parents, not ours, but the parents now, are teaching their kids that no one should ever talk bad about you. You are special. You need to grow up in your own space. And the moment that thought is shattered, that person is their arch nemesis.
I do think, to an extent, though, I would tell my kids that they're special. Of course I would.
Well, duh.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I'm not going to tell them that, like,
like
this is your bubble. This is your bubble, and nobody can come into your bubble. That's a little far out to me.
Yeah.
That's a little overdoing it, I'd say. I wouldn't teach. I certainly wouldn't teach my kids that.
Someone pops that bubble just a little.
Yeah.
From school.
Right.
And they're the end of the world. That's why they're not there, and that's part of it. They have not been raised to deal with confrontation, to deal with trauma, to deal with things that happen every day.
All of that aside, okay, the people who are encouraging this woke culture, what exactly are they trying to fix? I asked that question because there's a couple schools where they were fighting to put tampon machines in the men's bathrooms. Mm-hmm. So I get if for whatever reason men started being born with vaginas, I would kind of get that. If that randomly happened, which would never happen.
It wouldn't be a man.
Well, you're right. I know, but that's what I'm saying. But that's why it's so fucking confusing. These are guys. Where are they going to put it?
In their butt.
In their ass?
Yeah.
Well, that's not. If your ass is bleeding, that's another problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I simply just like that. So by you, quote unquote, trying to be inclusive by putting tampon machines in the boys' bathroom, what is that going to accomplish?
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not what you think it's for. Maybe it's for
it's simply
the women who have transitioned to men and haven't fully transitioned yet.
But that's not what but I'm telling you, they're doing it because of this quote unquote, I'm using quote fingers, inclusivity. They're doing it so a guy who dresses up as or a girl who is dressing, whatever the fuck, goes into their bathroom and sees that machine, goes, okay, I'm being thought of. That's it. That's why.
Nah, it's bullshit.
They want to just be included. That's
bullshit.
Not at all?
I think it's bullshit.
Tell me.
I think it's people in charge
who
think this is the right idea trying to push this. And that the very few parents over teenagers who think it's a great idea have a louder voice than the rest of them.
Okay, then what about that one middle school that had a couple students identifying as cats and someone went to the board to argue about putting litter boxes in the bathrooms? Yeah.
I know, but it's the few people. It's the few that do that.
Oh, that's what I've always told y'all. This whole trans movement, woke movement is the vast minority. It seems like it's the majority because they're the loudest
voices.
They're the loudest. Yeah. That's exactly it.
I know.
Oh!
The problem is the loudest voices get the most attention. And where does all the attention go?
The squeaky wheel gets the grease.
To the kids.
Yeah, I know.
And as the kids grow up, guess what? They grow up with that mindset and the ideology, and it's instilled into them. And then their kids are just like that.
Oh, yeah. And if I ever do have kids, it's gotten to the point in society where I will actually question whether or not I want my children to go to public school.
Oh, trust me. Already there.
Oh, you're already thinking 100%. About it. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't.
I mean, until something gets more standard,
and
gets back to the way it was.
Kids are being disrespectful to the teachers.
Yeah,
I've heard it personally.
Well, I've seen countless videos.
Fuck you.
Well, I've seen countless videos, including in our town, of students beating their teachers
Yes.
because they disagreed with them.
Yeah.
What? Like when I was in school, that thought didn't even occur to me.
No, like
As an option.
you beat up your teacher, you're expelled.
You're in jail,
gone.
gone. So,
Yeah.
I know. I don't know.
I don't understand it. The kids are getting fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Every day
Yeah.
by this shit.
And I feel bad for them.
I do too. I hate it.
Episode over.
No, we're not done.
We're done.
We're staying here all night.
No, we're over. And here's the thing. For the first time since we started doing this podcast, I'm more confused than I was when we started. Well, maybe not more confused.
Maybe not the first time.
Maybe angrier.
Okay,
I'm
frustrated.
certainly angry.
We're frustrated. We need help understanding
Yeah.
the wokeness
I mean,
and how it actually benefits society.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't.
Well, I want someone to paint a picture for me of 40 years from now. If we were going to adapt this woke ideology and everybody had to ask before they started a conversation, what are your pronouns? We had safe spaces everywhere, all of it, A through Z. What would that look like? I want someone to paint that picture for me of what
Right.
society would look like.
Seriously.
I would love to see what they think it's going to look like.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, it wouldn't work out that way.
No.
It would just create chaos.
Yeah.
And even if everybody was on board, even if every single person was on board with that concept, it still wouldn't work, in my opinion. And I would love for somebody to try to paint that picture and prove me wrong.
I really don't think it would work because you'll never get 100%.
No.
You'll never get 100%. So let's say the whole country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody from the president down, all on board. You think the rest of the world's going to be on board with that? Or we're going to go up to them and be like, can you guys we're not going to take land, okay? That's not acceptable here.
That's not who we are.
That's not who we are. Like, you think that's going to fly? We will be destroyed within minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
You have to be tough. This world was never, ever designed to be an easy cupcake rainbow unicorn fuck off.
But you can be fair, though.
Yes.
And the point and
Yes.
the argument that I'm making is the whole woke thing is not fair.
No.
It's forcing one side or the other to do what you want them to do.
Yes.
And if they don't, they're the bad person.
Right.
They're the bad guy. Episode over.
Second time you said
I know, Dunzo. Gosh, that was a good
Yeah.
one, though.
Yeah.
We've been wanting, clearly that's been on our chest for a while to talk about, and we've just been terrified to do it, but
No,
yeah, fair enough. What you got? Anything else?
No, I think that's about
I
it.
think we're good.
Yeah.
As always, you can send us emails, comments, suggestions, and we want them. Honestly, we want
Yes.
them at helpuspod@gmail.com. We're on YouTube, Help Us Understand Podcast, and we are also on wherever you get your podcast.
I thought you were saying a website. Wherever you get your podcast.com.
Not yet. Maybe one day. When we have something to put on it, we might get a website.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. But either way, please reach out to us. Let us know what you think. That's all for this week. I was Josh.
I was Zach.
Yeah, bye.